Welcome everyone to the show. We on our final show of the night, and we got a great guest on here tonight. He's an actor and an artist, and we're going to talk to him and find out exactly what he's been doing in the past and where he's doing now in the future. So, guys, please welcome the one and only Dante Dumas to the show. What's up, Dante?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, brother? How you been?
Man, I'm chilling, loving life, all of the above.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So thank you for coming on the show, giving me some time to come on the show and find out a little bit.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I want to find out a little bit about what you got going on and stuff and what you're working on now. We know you're an artist and you're actor as well.
Word. So, I mean, right now, within the last 2.5 years, the main focus has been this album. And it's finally coming together after 3 different pushbacks, like 4 different edits, and the switch between management companies. So between all of that, finally, January 27th, the album Something to Say, drop it on all streaming platforms. So yeah, it's been a ride.
Yeah, it's not easy in this entertainment, especially
Nah, not at all.
especially in the music entertainment. You got to get the right team behind you, get the right project going, and it's just putting all the work for the album itself. It's a lot of work.
Right. Facts.
You know what I mean?
It's been a lot of work. It was supposed to come out, I think originally it was supposed to come out last May, and then that got pushed to August, which management companies. And when I switched management companies, they're based out of England. And so they flew me out to England and we did a bunch of stuff. And then they was like, we want to push it to January next year. So it's been bananas.
Right. So, are you a sign artist, or are you independent?
I'm an independent artist. I'm managed under a company out in the UK, Ashanti Management. Shout out to them. And so, yeah, it's just been an independent ride, trying to get this album, out of my head on the paper, and then from paper to the lab, and then from the lab to the world.
Right. I see you wearing your logo on your hoodie.
Yeah.
Is that your
sale? Go ahead.
Is that your stage name?
Yeah, Methodical Joe is the stage name.
Okay.
We do have hoodies and T-shirts that will be available. Actually, they are for sale right now. Anybody that wants one now, people have been DMing me, and I've been shipping them out. The website will be up in like 2 weeks, and then they'll be being pushed through the website, and then Amazon within like the next 2 weeks will be pushing them too.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. So when did your career start as an artist? Was it something that you wanted to do when you was younger, or that was something that at mid age you said, I'm going to start rapping, I'm going to do this music thing, or was it
I've been in the arts probably my whole life. I started out being a theater actor. I was doing plays in grade school, like second grade, and it just kind of evolved from there. Grade school, high school, college, and I was 19 the first time that I dipped into stand up. And I did that for a while. And then I kind of got into music. I was always writing when I was in high school. That was my way. I didn't really know how girls. So I used to write poetry back then. And that was just how I, try to get their attention. And then when I was with these other dudes in high school, we kind of formed, because they was like, yo, why don't you put some of that stuff to music? And so I did that. And then we was on this little high school group known as the Black Plug, and we did a couple little talent shows and all of that. So it was kind of always just around. I kind of started seriously messing with it about 2005. When I came back out to California, I was like, yo, I really want to take a jab at this music thing. And so I started reaching out to a couple producers and whatnot. And I actually did a very, very independent album, like out of the trunk type stuff from back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
get it. Yeah.
and we sold 1,000 copies. It was an album called Two Sides to Every. And I actually had a sit down with Capitol Records in, I think it was like '06. And they were like, yo, we like the content. We like the writing style, the lyrics and all of that. They was like, but you need better production. And I'm like, yo, all right, well, I'm here. You know, if production is the deal, then let's go. And that was kind of when the industry got into less artist development and them just wanting to put their stamp on something and send it out. So they were like, come back when you have, when the production is better or whatnot, and then we can talk. And that kind of just got under my skin. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I quit and I'm out. And I didn't mess with music after that for probably like 10 years.
Wow.
And I kind of focused on acting and stand up and all of that. I kind of left music to the way. And it was about 2019, 18, 19, somewhere around there. I was taking my daughter to school and, she was bugging out over this, the new mumble rap and all of that. And I was like, okay, let me get back in the lab and show you what some real hip hop is. And
right.
That I needed to do something, different. I saw the change in the industry and I was like, yo, I need to bring back what I grew up listening to with something with some substance. And that was kind of the push. And I started working on this project. And it just kind of took off and evolved from there.
Right. Because you are originally from New York, right?
Right.
Right. And you're reciting now in Cali.
Right.
And it's a different
Southern
flow.
California right now, Los Angeles, all of that.
Yeah, it's a different flow, but the fact that you're in Cali, you're putting out your music out there, it's awesome. Cali, I've been out to Cali and stuff, and I like Cali. I like Cali. I'm not too in tune with their music, because I'm from the East Coast. I'm from out here,
right.
So I'm used to the Jay-Z, the 50 Cent, that type of music.
Right.
But so you're acting. What have you been in any movies, or was it just
not recently?
okay.
It's been a minute, and that's why again, I always gotta feel like I gotta stay busy, and I can't stay stagnant sitting on nothing. So when the auditions, I think the last thing I did was about a year ago, October time frame. I shot this TV show for A&E, and after that, it just kind of it's been slow. And I just actually had my first audition here 2 days ago. So when the auditions get slowed up, it's like, yo, I music. So that's what my focus has been, because I don't like to wait on folks. And I don't like, as it is right now, waiting on engineers and DJs and all of that gets under my skin. But I kind of started hammering out the music thing because the acting thing was taking a little too long.
Right. I get it. We in a tough industry, both industries are tough. Like I got a label 2 Records. My sons, I used to the rap thing. I don't do it no more. My sons do it now. They're the artists. They do it. I'm more into acting, the acting part. That's always been me, and this platform, to be able to give people like yourself opportunities to be promoted and exposed to the world. And I've met a lot of people. I know a lot of people that are in the movie industry because I've been doing this for 4 years now. And you got to stay consistent. Consistency is key to anything we do, right? Music, whatever it is that you're doing in your life. If you stay consistent, then eventually doors will open and things will come your way. And I learned that the hard way. So if you're doing your music, you got to push it 100%. And like you said, you got to wait for DJs. You got to wait for all these people. You running on their time. You know,
Facts.
and it could be frustrating sometimes because you're like, man, I need to push this. I got to get this music out. I got to get it mixed. I got to get it mastered.
Facts.
You know, I got to
Facts.
get the vocals done. I got to get the whatever it is. So, you know, I understand that. So, what inspiring message can you give anyone that wants to get into the music industry? Anyone that's starting, what inspirational message can you give them?
Don't give up, even if it's baby steps.
Right.
And it might be a slow process. You know, you're not always gonna get the doors open immediately. You're not
Right.
covered right off the bat. It's a process. It takes time. Surround yourself with a good team and people that want the best for you, even down to engineers and producers that you get beats from. A lot of people will get out and buy beats, you know what I'm saying? And producers will take your money. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you want to buy a beat? I'm selling it. We can do business.
Right.
But you got to make sure, and there's nothing wrong with being picky about the beats that you want. If you got an idea for a song and you got lyrics written for a song and you have it in your head a certain way, it's nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying, to dive into beats 30, 40, 50 deep sometimes to find that one that you're looking for.
That's right.
Patience, you know, if I ain't learned nothing right now from the early 90s, the mid 80s to present, is patience.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the door ain't gonna open. Sometimes you gotta climb through the window.
Yeah.
But no, you got
Yeah.
and you gotta just wait. If you focused on it and you put your all in it, you know, the game has changed from when we did it. And you, like I said, selling CDs out of the trunk, you know
it.
door to door, doing house parties, you know, any slot
Slot
that you can get
parties.
in, you go trying to get the DJ to spin it, you know, slide him a little cash or whatever. The cats that's starting out now with this whole social media joint, they got a whole different platform now, and it's a little bit easier to get heard across the nation.
Yes,
you can set up a YouTube channel and just freestyle. I mean, you look at what Dragon's doing right now.
Yeah.
All he doing is little freestyles left and right.
Yeah.
So there are avenues, you know, if you start with writing. Once you write something or you write, you know, even when I stepped away from the game, I never stopped writing. I stopped recording, but I always had ideas and things that I wanted to talk about. So I always kept writing.
Right.
Then you reach out, you know, you find producers and you find engineers that, you know, don't just go to a studio spot and they're like, yo, you know, they hit the button and you go and they like, all right, you good. You got to make sure you get feedback on, you know, how that sound. Let's slow this down. Let's speed that up, you know, because you don't want to just give your money away and not have a decent product to put out. And then you end up spinning your wheels and spending your money trying to go back and fix and redo and all of that later on. Yeah. So patience, be patient enough and network enough, and don't just take the first thing that comes the way.
Right.
Be patient enough to dive through. You know, when Jay go through and listen to beats from Kanye or whoever, Jay will listen to 30, 40, 50, 60 beats a day to find that one. You know what I'm saying? He don't just take the first, you know, when Kanye first started out in the basement back then, he playing beat after beat after beat after beat after beat. And Jay would just listen. Not necessarily taking, you know, the first 1, 2, 5, or 10. So the right beat for the right song will, and you'll know when you hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because it's live, I mean, everybody make bang, you know, well, not everybody, but people make banging beats. And it may catch your ear, but it may not be right for that song.
Right. And
that's back to patience.
You're right, 100%. You know, I when I did my music, and you know, when I was coming up in the 80s, it was so frustrating for me to get the right music, to get the right engineer to mix it right. To you got to get the
Right.
right sound, because you don't want to put,
Right.
like you said, you don't want to put out a project and it's not complete. You know,
Right.
the
Or
vocals can be
it's not what you and the artist want.
right, exactly. So you have to put a lot of work into a project, a song, because you got to get the right song, the right beat, the right the right voice, behind it, the sound. It's a lot of work.
It is.
So
It's a lot of work. You might have a feature, and know, hey, myself, I've auditioned numerous different people for different features. You know, because somebody can sing or do whatever, may not be right for that track.
right, right,
And so it boils, like I said, it comes back to being patient and what you want is the artist. Because everybody else around you may be like, yo, that's dope. But if you don't like it, then you know that's gonna come
yeah,
back to haunt you.
that's right. You just dropped a song, a single. I want to play a little bit of it. You can tell me about it.
All right.
I ain't trying to fix you, I'm just trying to love you. Show you something new that you ain't ever seen. We both know that you want it. And I ain't trying to take you all for granted. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. Only trying to love somebody. Only trying to love somebody. Come get all this love.
Wasn't prepared for you or prepared for this. Funny how life gets. Just wait a minute. Dope social game. Wanna know her name. Small things cost, but it's small change. Stop and pause, change. Riding in them long lanes. Drizzle a soft rain. Hard life, soft aim. Seeking change, but running at the wrong times. Never is a long time. You in the long lines. Only to find you standing in the wrong line. Going glass time. Kissing the floor time. Lost the glass shoe. Can I ask you? You here to stay, or you just here to pass through? No plans to. I just want the chance to play our song and say the last dance, boo. As the plans go, tell the other mans no. Wanna be the man to never let your hand go.
I ain't trying to fix you, I'm just trying to love you.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Word.
What made you write that song?
It was actually kind of a poem slash, love letter type to had, and I just again I was listening to beats by one of my producers. Shout out Basshead Beats. And he had just sent me a beat pack, and I was going through beats, and I came across that one. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to use it for, and
Right.
then I was like, wait a minute, and I'm thumbing through stuff on my phone, and I was like, wait a minute, this joint right here, like I can use this. I
Right.
was like, I might have to expand on it. And so then I just sat down and I took what I had and I expanded on the original thought process and just made it into a whole storyline of and turned it into if you look at the video, it was based on online dating in today's day and age.
Right.
And the whole story just kind of, took on a life of its own.
Right. You know what's funny? When I used to write, right, and I used to burn it down, right? I used to burn it down, and I would write, and I get stuck. I write like maybe like I don't know, like 10 bars, and then I get stuck at the end of those 10 bars, and I'm like, man, I can't get past these 10 bars. So I'll be digging through all my paperwork, through all the other music that I have, and I said, "Oh, I can put this there," and that's how I finished
Right,
a lot of my
right,
a lot of my stuff was going through my old stuff and adding it to my new stuff, and getting down 16 bars. but,
right.
but it's funny because I know a lot of people do that, and 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 when you're doing it, you don't realize how funny it is because you stuck at your 10 bar and
Right.
you can't because you burned out.
when it happens to me, I just know, okay, it's time to step away because I don't want to force nothing. And if I get stuck and stopped on something, okay, let me put this away for the day, step away, go do something else, and I'll address this later. But I'm always, in the car, at the lab, at home. If something comes to me, 2 bars, 4 bars, whatever, and I always jot that shit on my phone, and I'm like, yo, okay, so I call it the vault because it's gonna stay there and if I'm gonna need it to use it later, but it was a dope bar, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just save it for later. And I'll rummage through that. If I get stuck, I'll leave it alone, back to it a couple days later. And I've learned to just let it go. And I'm like, yo, it'll come back to me later on. When it needs to come back, it'll come back and I'll finish it eventually. But I don't want to, and that keeps me from having to force anything.
Right. And you don't want to write nothing that, then later on you be like, man, I could have wrote this to it.
Right. So I'm cool with just waiting.
Yeah. Patience. Like you said earlier, you have to be patient.
Right. It comes back to patience all day long.
Right, all day long. And for those people out there that don't know anything about creating music or getting into music, it's not as easy as it look. An artist, you see an artist like yourself and you're sitting there, you singing, you doing your video, and it looks so easy to do. People are like, all he's doing is recording and saying a verse. Well, no, it's not that easy.
Matter of fact, that day that we shot that video, that was, what is it, a 3-minute video? That was a 12-hour day to shoot that video because originally there was a scene in the very beginning where she's fighting with the boyfriend. She breaks up with him. Yeah. And the girlfriends come over and they introduce her into the whole online dating thing. That was how the video was supposed to start, but the audio was crap. So we end up just squashing all. But when we shot in 2 different Airbnbs. We were supposed to shoot at the beach, but we ran out of daylight, and we shot over at the fairgrounds. We shot the performance piece is actually shot by my house on this rooftop, and it was a lot of moving parts. But the whole day it took us about 2 hours to do everything, and then we scrapped so much. You look at pieces of the final product, and it's like, all right, well, even though this took up 4 or 5 hours a day, we scrapping all of this, and we're just going to start this from here. And I was like, yo, let's just start this from the phone. We can shoot that here in the living room. Then, she's at her spot on the phone. We just go from there. So it's a process to get the way it wants to look. And it, like you said, may look easy and look simple, but for those 3 minutes, that took us 12 hours.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It takes, it's easier to write the song than to shoot the video, because the video, man, you either somebody ain't showing up, you ain't got the right angle, the lighting is wrong. There's a whole lot of process with it.
It's like permits and it's a lot.
Yeah, all the time. So I left it alone because I just didn't have the time for it, and I'm doing so much other things right now. And when I got my first break doing, getting into the independent film, I said, man, this is where I want to be. So I said, I'm done with the music, fellas. I'm doing this, and then I got doing the podcast, and I loved it because this is showbiz, right?
Right.
And not just that, but the fact that I like to help people. I like to help people and connect people with people that I know so they can grow or uplift them. It's an amazing thing for me, and this platform is for everybody. Everyone's welcome here. I don't have celebrities here. I don't have all types of people here, and my mission is to uplift artists like you, give you the platform, expose you, connect you to other podcasts that I know, so that you can expose yourself to other networks like iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all these other platforms that I know. Because exposure is everything nowadays.
Right.
And if you're not exposing your music, it's like this internet is like music, right? If you make a song today, right, or you shoot a video today, people be like, "Oh man, that dude Dante is fire." You seen this video? Boom, right? And then your next video is a month later. So now you start fading away from people because they're not seeing you consistently on the internet. The internet. You're basically there, so you're gonna stay in people's mind.
Right.
So that's what we need to do. Is stay consistent with everything that we do. You got to stay on the camera at all times. So this platform helps guests like you stay in people's face all the time. Through my platforms, through my other connections that got platforms. So now you you're circling, you out there. People's like, "Oh, Dante was on this show. Yeah, I seen Dante on this show. Yeah, he was just on this show." So you're constantly staying on the show. You're putting out new music, and that's, I think that'll help you even grow more because you're staying consistent in people's faces.
It's a grind, and you got to be. I just did a show yesterday. So yeah, it's a grind, and again, being being from our generation into this generation, and having the whole online platform, that's something that I had to get used to, because I was like, yo, I don't want to be trying to put out just BS content, be like, yo, I'm here,
right.
I'm in my kitchen and making dinner. I was like, I want content that's gonna count. And they don't really care. You just got in, every day. And I'm not used to being, on Instagram or on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and doing something every single day, because that's just not the era that we grew up in.
Right.
And so that's the learning curve I'm having to understand. I mean, hell, my daughter's 17, she do stuff every day, just standing there taking silly stuff all day long, because that's what she's used to.
Right.
And I'm trying to learn that part of it, because that's, nowadays that's needed. It's an element to help elevate, independent artists and connect everybody, like you said.
Right.
It's a necessary evil that we need.
Right. This is the new TV. This is the internet's the new TV. I don't hardly watch TV unless I'm going to watch a movie, and sometimes I don't even go. I watch it right on my computer.
Right. Between Apple TV, Hulu, and all these different, independent networks now online. YouTube now got YouTube TV, and so that's the way that, that's the push that's going. Back in the day, you had to grind out and go to the radio station and bang on the door to get them to spin the record and all of that. And now you got, podcasts and online radio. Again, it's a different element that we as artists, from, if anybody over 35, it's a different element. And it's just, you gotta learn what's going on now.
Right. And it's hard to adjust for like you and myself. Right. I'm from the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So I did the block parties, the CDs door to door, and even it was hard for us. Let me tell you, it was very hard for us to get our music spun on the radio, because sometimes you went to the radio station, they didn't want to spin it. They were like, "Oh, you ain't even hot. They say it ain't hot. Right. We're not spinning it."
David, you got stacks of records and tapes sitting in the corner. You're like, yo, and he goes over in the corner and never see the light of day.
That's right. So this
now the platform changed.
Right. It helps out. I'm glad we have it for
Right.
the artists, and
Definitely.
actors and directors, because now they can come here, put up their reels, and people can see what they're up to. So it does help. It does help, and it cuts out a lot of the middle stuff. You know,
Right.
because a lot of stuff you can do on your own. You can do everything you
Right.
want as long as you got a system. You can do pretty much everything you want to do. Um, on this internet stuff. You know, um, who would you like to work with if you had an opportunity? Music.
Joel Ortiz.
Joel's fire.
Joel,
Joel's a beast. I
no,
see.
I mean that's the
Yeah.
Yawa all day long. I mean yeah, him, Royce the 5'9",
Yes.
shout out Royce and his whole crew over there. Um, who else is Jada Styles? I mean, I know Styles just retired. He's still doing features and whatnot. But the whole D Block family, Sheik Luke, Styles P, JD Kiss, everybody,
Yeah.
you know, all the, like I said, all the heads listening to, um, those would probably be my top. If later on down the if I get a verse from Jay, or you know what I'm saying, hey, I ain't gonna say no to it.
Right. Right. I feel you. I feel you. Jada.
I get hope in the building. Hey, I could die happy. Give me a verse with Jay, and I could die the next good. I'm good.
Oh boy. Jada just signed one of my homies from out here. Well, he ain't my homie, but he's homie from like my city. Mills. He
Yeah.
signed Mills. And he's been talking to another friend of mine, Exit Fame. He's an upcoming artist out here from Boston, and he's been I think he's talking to Jada and stuff. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but he's around. He could be the next one. Coming up on that team. So we're gonna keep an eye on Exit Fame and see what he's doing. But
Hey, I'm willing to clap. Anybody that wants that's serious about their craft and ready to work, let's work.
Right.
I didn't send features out to a couple people and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get on it, and then I gotta wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, and I'm like, you're not really trying to work.
Right.
So anybody that's serious about their craft and wants to work, yo, I'm ready to work. They ready to work. Let's put in the work and get it.
Right. I got this kid. I want you to look him up. He's a good friend of mine when you got time. His name is King
Right.
Julius. King Julius. He from out here.
Okay.
I that's all I'm gonna say. King Julius, look him up. And you
All right,
gonna
no
be
doubt,
like,
no doubt.
you gonna text him, you're gonna be like, yo, he can link me with that dude. He's fire.
All right,
And
no doubt.
there's a lot of great artists all over the world. And and this is why and nobody really knows about them, because either they're not pushing it hard enough, or they're not around the right people, or they're not coming to the platform like mine or other platforms that can help them connect to other people and get more features, good features, not just, because
Yeah, it's about that
this
patience
artist
again.
is out here, bro. This artists that are fire out here. These young boys got this on lock, and but they got no exposure, they don't have nobody behind them to push them, and I offer them my platform because it's a start for them, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
and
no
I do
doubt.
know I know a lot of people, so I try to help them and connect them to other artists, um, producers, or whatever I can help them out with, um, because people need to see these people need to see who you are. People need to know who Dante is, what Dante's bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? Your content. But if you're not visible, right, on here, right, then it beats the purpose. I mean, you're doing good music, but you're not exposing it. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So these platforms is where you need to be, because if I was to hear this song I just played of yours, say I heard it, boom, I'd be like, yo, that dude's fire. But who is he? I, like, I don't know. You feel me? But if your face is constantly on social media, I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, that's that guy I seen the other day on the Don Vic show or on whatever show. That's Dante. You feel me? So now they can put the face behind the music. You know, and that's why I think that this social media is so dope.
All day.
So what's your next move?
Right now, finishing the album. I got 2 tracks left to do, which I'm doing tomorrow, and then finalizing everything because I changed a couple things and wasn't happy with it again. So I wanted to make sure I was happy with it. So finalize that this week, get it done. I'm going back to the UK in I think March. They got plans for whatever over there. We'll do that. Probably try to take. Everybody keep asking me if I'm gonna take a break. It's been mad stressful.
Ain't no time for breaks right now.
I might take about 4 or 5 days to myself for a minute, and then it's back. Then it's to work. You know, more promo stuff, and I already am in the works on the second album called Relationship Status, and it's work.
Okay, so how many albums have you completed, or how many songs do you have out?
Right now there are 4 singles out on Apple, iTunes, whatever, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, all of the social media platforms. 4 singles out, 3 singles on YouTube. We're shooting a video for the 4th single that's out on Spotify called You. We're shooting that in March. The album itself has got 15 tracks. And that is the first actual like professional album. My very first album back in 05, 06, that Trunk album, I think it had like 13 tracks. This one's got 15, 4 singles out. There'll be 4 videos come March, and then it's pushed that while working on Relationship Status because I got all this in my head that I got.
Right, I get it. That's so are you thinking of maybe someday in the future getting back into the filming?
Oh, I'm not, and it's I had an interview 2 months ago. He asked me the same thing. I haven't let go of film. It's just I have to wait on my agent for auditions. So yeah, when the auditions come, I show up and I do them. But in the meantime, because I can't sit still just and do nothing, so I can control my music.
Right.
When the auditions come and she say, "Yo, you got an audition? Yo, I'm there." Send me the script. Let me read it. Let's go. It's a couple indie films that I'm waiting on that's in the works that I've already been cast in. But again, I'm waiting on them. So in the meantime, in between time, let's rock this music and push that so I can stay busy. I'm doing a 15-minute stand-up set on the 13th out here. And it's just me staying busy because I can't just sit around and do nothing.
Right.
I ain't let go of the film. Like, I'm trying to get to a Lucas status where I'm doing film and then drop an album here every now and then and get back into TV. That's why you see all these artists from our TV because
Okay, I lost you right there. I didn't hear that last. It froze. I didn't hear what you said. That last
Oh,
part.
I was just saying that's why you see all the artists from our era.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You got me back. Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got you.
Now I'm just saying all the artists, from our era getting in them, you look at Ludacris, you look at 50,
Yes.
and what they doing as far as TV and film is concerned, you got to have other platforms in this music industry nowadays. Got to do something other than just doing music.
Right.
If you're trying to see a longevity in the entertainment industry as a whole. So I ain't knocked it at all. I'm just, again, when the auditions come, I do them, but otherwise, I'm still pushing music.
Yeah, that makes
Anybody got
sense.
an indie film? I got a demo reel. I've been with the union since 2011. So,
Right.
Anybody got
You
some
good to go?
TV or movies? Let's go.
Okay, that's good to know. That's very good to know. So where can people find your music? Um, is there a link where they can link to and hear your music, or a link to find you if they
Yeah.
need to talk to you?
Spotify, Apple Music, Methodical Joe is the name under all of that. YouTube, Methodical Joe. My social media, Instagram, Twitter, uh, Facebook. I got a Facebook page, personal and the Methodical Joe page.
Okay.
TikTok, Methodical Joe across the board. And hell, go to Google and just type that in. You're gonna catch everything. You're gonna catch the music, the TV, the film, all of it. I'm easily accessible. I had a date a couple months back, and she was like, "Well, you a stranger. How do I know you might not try to come to me?" I was like, "Yo, Google my. I'm not trying to mess up my fame that I'm trying to catch. So, all you gotta do is Google me, and I'm there."
Right. That's what's up. Well, I thank you for coming on the show, man. You're amazing, and if I can do anything for you, man, just let me know. You know, inbox me and whatever I can do for you, bro. I got you. Keep striving, keep moving forward, man. You know what it is. This ain't an easy industry to work in. You got great music, great
I
content,
appreciate that.
you know, and I might see you in big places, man. You keep doing what you're doing.
Oh,
You
no
know,
doubt. I can't never stop. So, I appreciate you having me come on.
yeah,
Man,
no
love
doubt.
there. Shout
Right.
out Brooklyn Crown Heights, 718, everybody out there. Shout out Basehead B. Shout out DJ Rec, everybody else. Yo, let's get it in. It's 2023. You either taking baby steps or you're not moving at all.
And those baby steps are real small, so I don't want to take no baby steps.
But at least you're moving. That's why I tell anybody,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah,
start somewhere. So even if it's baby steps, at
yeah.
least you're moving forward.
You're moving. Okay, I get it. So, Dante, thank you so much. A big shout out to your is it Ashley that connected us?
I think that was my promoter, Mariola.
Mariola. Big shout out to her for connecting us. I appreciate that.
Appreciate
So,
that.
if she got anyone else she wants to send, she can. This platform is for you guys. This ain't about me or the show. It's about you guys. So if she has any more people, she can send them my way, and I'll be gladly to put them on, and I'll send them to other platforms as well.
Okay, I will let her know, and I appreciate the love.
All right, Dante. Thank you, man, and I'll see you soon, bro.
All right, all day.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Yes, that's Dante Dumas, artist. Listen, people, this is you got to put in the work. Put in the work, and you will see the results. All right, so thank you guys for watching IG. You already know. Big shout out to IG. Mark Lee is in the building. The rock star. The rock star Mark Lee's in the building. Big shout out to Mark Lee. He was just recently doing an investigation. I jumped in real quick, but I jumped out because I had a show to do. But check out Enlightened Souls Paranormal. These guys are great. They're doing a lot of great things out there, doing a lot of investigations, and they awesome to watch. You know, it got crazy. I bet it did. I think I pulled out at the right time. Hi, Lacey Lace. So, and big shout out to the YouTube followers that are watching, Instagram, TikTok. You already know, man. Love to you guys. I'm gonna log out. This was the final show tonight. Make sure you guys tune in. Woo! I don't even know. As a matter of fact, I'm out of town next week. I'll be in New York. On the 13th, 14th, and 15th, I'll be in New York. So there won't be no shows on that weekend, which is this weekend coming up. And maybe when I get back, I'll set up some interviews. I got some other people that I want to bring aboard the show. So stay tuned for that, guys. Stay tuned. February 7th, I'll be on a show with Minnesota Hunters, Spirit Hunters, with Marcus Wells and his crew. They're having me on their show, so tune in for that. Tune in for the 17th of this month. I'll be in another show with Kathleen. She's gonna have me on her show, so tune in for that as well. Jesus Christ, it's like I'm too busy. What's up, Scab, my brother, my king? What's up, brother? Yeah, all day, IG. so make sure you guys tune in March 17th and February 7th. And with that being said, I'll see you guys I don't know, in a couple, like 2 weeks. I'll put and I'll give you guys the information on who's coming aboard the show. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. It's your boy Don Vic from the Don Vic Show. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here, guys.